For all time.
Always.
Okay, so Steve Rogers caused an incursion, but before we get to that, I have to go over your ground rules so everything is simple and it all makes sense and we're on the same page. 1. I'll be covering events from the timeline that all involve time travel. It's pretty confusing and I had to jump around a lot. 2. All these events happen simultaneously, so they all happen at the same time because, you know, it's all supposed to lead to Avengers Doomsday. And 3, this is a theory video based on evidence we have seen on screen. Bear with me, it's a lot. Okay, I had to jump back in the timeline, so I had to cover events from Loki Season 2, Ms. Marvel, and the events of Avengers Endgame, with something that the Russo brothers said as well. And all this stuff hasn't been talked about for over 6 years. All of this comes from the account My Time to Shine originally, where they posted something about Steve Rogers and Incursions. Basically, they said Steve Rogers traveled back in time to live with Peggy, and he created an incursion. And my homie over at the Geeky Cast, who I follow, cool dude, guys should check him out. He talked about 2 shields and the sacred timeline, pretty dope. Also, we have to... It's just me, but it would mean the world to me if you guys would like, share, subscribe. It tells the algorithm we're doing a good job and it shows me something nice. And we're going to be talking about fun stuff.
Time travel!
You got that right, Brucey. All right, guys, run the intro. That was good. Okay, first off, before we get into the video, I do need to lay out the foundation of it, which is the MCU rules of time travel. This is still a concept explored through science fiction. To start simple, I want to talk about branching timelines and creating new futures, because they're all different. So the first one is branching timelines. When a person travels to the past using quantum realm travel, they create new alternate timelines, as we can see right here.
Ready, Cap? All right, we'll meet you back here, okay?
You bet.
Going quantum. 3, 2, 1.
With our first clue, we have to look at the next thing, creating new futures. By changing events in a new timeline, you're creating new futures for that specific timeline, not altering your own. We can see that in Avengers Endgame.
Slice.
By Loki doing this, it created an alternate timeline. Now, the existence of separate timelines means that the actions in the past by travelers such as Loki escaping in 2012 resulted in creating separate realities. Something clicked in my head. That's why Loki's glorious purpose was so great and grand and why it affected the multiverse.
I don't understand what you've just said.
Now, it's very simple. It creates a loop, a casual loop. Obi?
Well, you time travel in a place that has no time, right?
Right.
That's not possible.
I know.
So you traveling to a place that doesn't exist anymore is equally impossible. And therefore, it's something you might be able to do.
Sure. Excellent. Yeah, makes total sense.
Now, it sounds confusing, but there's this thing called a casual loop. In some cases, time travel may not create a branch if a casual loop already exists within the timeline, preventing any divergence. To keep it simple, if you're able to travel back in time, that means that it already happened, which affected your future, which makes it part of your past. A great example of this is the show Ms. Marvel. Why? Because in that show, Ms. Marvel somehow travels back in time, and you find out that her traveling back in time is pivotal to her becoming Ms. Marvel in the future. Check this clip out right here.
Fine. Nice one.
Bazinga! Yup, we discovered it and learning did occur. Now, to further solidify this, something that the Ancient One told the Hulk in Avengers Endgame that relates to time travel and everything. Check it out.
The Infinity Stones create what you experience as the flow of time. Remove one of the stones, and that flow splits. Now, this may benefit your reality, but my new one, not so much. In this new branch reality, without our chief weapon against the forces of darkness, our world would be overrun. Millions will suffer. So tell me, Doctor, can your science prevent all that?
No. But we can erase it. Because once we're done with the stones, we can return each one to its own timeline at the moment it was taken. So, chronologically, in that reality, it never left.
Now that's a pretty simple explanation, but there's something else that the Hulk explains to some of the Avengers about time travel that we have to take note of.
This is known.
I don't know why everyone believes that, but that isn't true. Think about it. If you travel to the past, that past becomes your future. And your former present becomes the past, which can't now be changed by your new future.
Exactly. So Back to the Future is a bunch of bullshit?
No, Scott, those movies weren't wrong. They just follow a different level of continuity because in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, time travel is explored differently. Okay, so with all that being said, this final scene will make sense. Notice, Captain America goes back in time, what Bruce Banner tells him, and he does not have his shield because Thanos broke it. Check this out.
Remember, you have to return the stones to the exact moment you got them. You're going to open up a bunch of nasty alternative realities.
With all this information that I presented to you and I compiled together so that it makes sense, we can say that that theory will be true, that Steve Rogers did cause an incursion by staying in an alternate timeline and then returning to the sacred timeline. And it's crazy because I was doing some digging, and 6 years ago when Avengers Endgame did come out, the Russo brothers did confirm that Captain America did stay in an alternate timeline to live out his life with Peggy Carter and then return to our timeline. This would also solidify the fact that that shield is from an alternate timeline and it's not the original shield that we had because he did not leave with the shield and return with it. All right, that was a lot, but I'm pretty sure Reed Richards would be impressed with how I put this video together. If you've made it to the end of the video, I just want to say I appreciate you and thank you. This Doomsday news and everything is coming together pretty quick, and I'm trying to stay up to date on all of it. Be sure to click the link in my bio so you can see my other platforms because I do post daily. Okay, guys, make sure you comment down below what video you'd want to see next or if you learned something. All right, guys, till next time, stay safe. Peace.